course, this was the brainchild of Mr. Todd Best, CEO and founder of Wealth Builders Worldwide. And honestly, he took this from industry leaders from all over the world that have also been as successful as he has been. So the map works. People, everyone that you know, that you may respect in this business that has hit all kinds of levels will, of course, will tell you that you got to use the map. You got to use the map. So if you're having trouble in your business, if you aren't hitting your goals the way you'd like to, you may want to take another look at the map. But we're really thrilled today because this gentleman that will be hosting and conducting the most of this training today is not a stranger to anyone that's on this webinar this morning, on this training webinar this morning. He is, he has just recently hit the rank of Gold Director, which means his face will be embossed on the wall in Stuttgart, Germany, in gold, because he has been able to help so many people around the world build success with their Karatbars business. He's based right here in the DMV. He's a family man. He has, he's also a very successful local businessman in the area. He knows 110% of the facts. This gentleman is a professional in this industry. He has already had success in other organizations, other companies, building his business. But when he came here, he found Karatbars as a home. This is where he's planted his flag. And he's also been recognized by some of our other executive leaders within Wealth Builders Worldwide and Karatbars International as well as being the expert on this. So we're just so awesome. It's so fascinating and awesome to have on our team a gentleman of this caliber. He also handles our Tuesday and Thursday night BGRs. So we want to make sure that he's welcome. And the thing that is most impressive about him, in addition to the fact that he's already making a lot of money and helping so many people do that, is that he is probably the most respected in terms of being a person of integrity, honor, a person that is very humble and always willing to help. He's the consummate servant leader. So it is my pleasure to bring to the front someone beloved by all of us, a person that I consider not only a business partner, but a friend and family, Mr. Al Bustin' Loose Murray.
Yes,
Could you come to the front, sir? Happy Founders Day to your fraternity.
Yes, sir.
And,
thank you so much.
I'll pass it over to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I tell you, it's an awesome thing to be before all of you all today. And I appreciate you so much, Dr. Sergio Rozzelle, because I lend to you for so much for leadership. I love the fact that I can bounce things off of you and you always keep me and direct me back to the system. And I have to say that, folks, because it's so important to make sure that you're around the right people in this business, that you have got people around you that can keep you focused on what's real in this business, because all of us, make no mistake, you just heard Dr. Rozzelle give me a lot of accolades, and I appreciate that, sir, so much. And on the real, we both understand that those accolades only really come as a result of the team members that are part of this awesome organization. So I applaud all of you all that are on this business, on this training today, because you are part of a huge team of folks that help to make Wealth Builders Worldwide what it is. So, and I really wanted to share that with you because, you know, I've got some folks that I personally sponsored on this line here today, and they will probably attest that I have not followed each and every one of the systems and tools with them. So I say that because none of us are perfect. The thing is we understand the system and we work the system and we try to get better and better and better at the system. So as long as you can keep your mindset fixed upon that, I think you'll be able to get where you want to go with this awesome opportunity. So with that, let me just go ahead and start to dive in to the meat of this program. Well, first and foremost, I just want to share there are 4 important ingredients to your business, folks. And the first is your mindset. You've got to have your mind straight. You've got to have it clear. You've got to understand it. You got to have a decisive understanding of what it is you want to do. And mindset is just so important. Okay, so we're going to talk about mindset today. Second, we're going to talk about your why. The why is very important. And again, folks, I'm not sure where you've come in during this presentation. If you're just joining, we're asking if you're a member of the union. Matter of fact, I'm going to step over here real quick because I just want folks to really make sure that we do this. Okay. We are going here. We want you to come to the union. We want you to go to files. And then we want you to come down and download this first file here, the Gladiators Club form. I need
Mr.
you to
Murray.
Yes, sir.
If I may, just very quickly. So for anyone that's on this line, don't get confused. If you're on this line, if you've been invited by myself or Mr. Murray or any Crypto Steve or Louis Young or anybody else, understand that it's okay. You can go to the union. You are part of the union. Eagle Team, you're a part of the union. DMV Cryptocurrency, you're part of the union. We're all one big family, Wealth Builders Worldwide. And if you're not part of either one of those teams and you just want to come on board and be a part of what we're doing, it's a union. So everybody come on board and make sure you go to that. And so just want to go to, I'm turning it back over to you, Mr. Murray. I just want to make sure that people didn't get confused and think that they can't do it. Okay?
Yes, sir. And we will be making these forms available on the DMV site as well as the Eagle Team site as well. And Doc, I don't know, you may want to go ahead and download it and upload it, maybe as we start to talk here. But if you don't have access to the form, folks, then what we want you to do is just go ahead and make sure that you have pen and paper. Okay, this is what the form looks like. All right. So I'm going to focus and go back. When we get to this point, I just want us to all already have the information and the tools that we need to make it work. So again, the 4 ingredients: mindset, your why. Third is your list, and then your ability to contact and invite. And all of these are separate and different, but they're interchangeable when it comes to importance, because sometimes you're going to have to adjust your mindset. Sometimes you're going to have to be reminded of your why. Sometimes, hey, listen, the list is the most important thing because it's your inventory. It's what makes your business pop and grow. And then once you have your list, if you are not contacting and inviting, following up and things that are like, then it's actually no reason to actually have the list. Okay, it was a futile progress to actually put that list together. So as we start talking about mindset, folks, I just really want to go through a quick exercise and just share a couple of things with you real quick on the importance of your philosophy. I love gleaming from other professionals, those motivational speakers such as Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn, he really speaks to the fact that a few disciplines practiced daily can lead you to the success that you're looking for. So that's what we want to do. We want to practice some disciplines daily, okay? He also says that errors in judgment practiced daily lead to failure, okay? Now, here's the thing. You can kind of be going towards success and towards failure at the same time, because in the beginning phases and all the way through the middle phases of them, it looks the same because you're moving in the same direction. But then it's that small, little minute thing that catches up with you, and then it either spikes you up towards where reaching your goals or down towards, missing the goal or missing the mark. But one of the things that he talks about the most is he says that it takes a lifetime to fail and only a few seconds to change your thoughts, okay? So here's the thing. When our business is working, folks, or not working in particularly, we tend to go back and we start looking at certain things within our business. So we'll look at the activity. We start looking at activity. And we say, okay, well, maybe I need to increase my activity, okay? So we'll start adjusting those types of things, okay? Because we're taught to plan, do, and review. And we do that, we come back, or you might, you'll start looking at your results and you'll start tinkering and trying to formulate new plans with respects to how to get better results, okay? Because we understand that your activities, most people feel that your activities lead to your results, and that ultimately leads to your lifestyle. So when we're looking at our business, we often focus on the production side of things, okay? Now, but we have to understand that philosophy, your way of thinking is paramount. Your personal philosophy is the greatest determining factor in how your life works out. So when you're thinking, it's not just this business, it's your entire life. Okay. We have been programmed since we were born by our parents. And those programs tend to govern what we think today, how we think today. So what I want to share with you folks is when things start changing in your business and you want to really start to affect this action right here, it's not starting with activity. What you want to do is you want to come all the way back here and look at your thoughts and your philosophies, because it's the mindset. It's your mindset that sets the stage for the type of productivity that you'll have, what ultimately leads to your lifestyle. So the way you can adjust your thoughts and your philosophy is by controlling the programming. You see, when you're born as a child, you can't control what parents you have. You can't control what they teach you, but they are programming you. When you watch a television show, it's programming you. That's the programming. That's what's coming in. The video games, they're a form of programming. They program you and they train your thoughts, which lead ultimately to your philosophies, the philosophies that drive and lead you through life, folks. And then it's your thoughts and your philosophies that adjust your attitude. So now you can say, okay, well, I have a philosophy that I'm going to prospect 3 people a day. Okay. And so this is one of your philosophies, right? Okay. So you've got the right thoughts and this is one of your philosophies. So you adjust your attitude and you're excited about going out to prospect those 3 new people each day. You get excited about that. So the attitude leads to the proper activity, which gives you the results that you're looking for. And those results that you're looking for ultimately lead to the lifestyle that you're looking for up here in the success clouds, okay? So what we're going to focus on today is I want to affect your programming, folks. And this is why when you start talking about personal development, when you start talking about people using their cars and their automobiles, when you're in travel, en route to a job, to your job or what have you, you use those times to start programming your mind. You listen to the audios, you read the books that put you in a right state of mind, that get you thinking about the things that you understand you need to change about yourself to make you better at what it is you're trying to accomplish, okay? So the programming, that's what this training is today. We want to give you to dial you into the right station, the right channels, so that you can also ultimately start developing the right philosophies and have the right attitude, okay, that moves you through the right activities that'll give you those results that you're looking for, folks. So understand, first things first. We just talked about mindset is everything, okay? But here's the thing, your reasons. You need to understand why it is you're doing the business. And if you're a new affiliate on this training today, it's so important that you understand that.
I can stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
We're going to ask everybody to make sure that they keep their lines muted out. Everyone should be joining in a muted out state. But then let's just be mindful of where we are. That way we can kind of keep this open. I use this platform because I want people to be able to ask questions and things that are like, and I all know that it's a Saturday morning and we're all busy. So I appreciate you all for being here. Thanks again. But understand, folks, the why, your why is just ultimately so important, okay? It's so important that your why should make you cry. It should be something that's so emotional to you that it should make you cry. A lot of times when you start working with your new folks and you start asking them, well, why do you want to do this business? And they'll say, people will say stuff like, you know, I want to earn an extra $10,000 a month. Well, you know, if you're not earning or you've never earned $10,000 a month, well, that's a stretch for you, right? So it's easy to kind of back away from that as things get hard, you know, when you're in a hard place. But your why should be, you know, it should be strong enough to motivate you when you're down, okay? It's not the money. It's what the money can buy you. It's what the money can do for you. If the money will give you the time freedom to do the things, to be able to stay home with that ailing parent, to be able to travel the world and meet your dreams, to retire your wife, okay? That's part of my why is to bring my wife home from work. Okay. It's to create that legacy, that financial structure so that I'll have the seed money to set my kids and my grandkids up in life. Okay. So folks, this is what we want to do. And we're going to talk about the whys. I'm going to ask some of you all to step up and just be up front and unmute in just a couple of moments and maybe share your why. What is it that motivates you about this business? And it's so important that as we start to bring new affiliates into this business, that you find out what their why is. You help them establish that why, and you find out why they're actually doing this business. Because as you go through the ebbs and valleys of this business, folks, you start out and you're super excited because you feel as though you just found something that's going to take you to the next level. All right. And then something happens. You go out and you talk to somebody that you respect and they tell you, oh man, that'll never work. And you know, in your head, you just met several folks that are having success, but then you call a few more people and they tell you no. Okay. And then the excitement starts to dwindle and you start going into this valley. Well, it's the sponsor that's supposed to recognize that, okay? And it's supposed to come back to you and say, hey, well, you know, Al, are you still looking to retire your wife? Do you still want to bring your wife? Is it still important to you to bring your wife home from the federal government, okay? And that's why it needs to be that strong, because it's supposed to jar you back. This is your way of self-diagnosing a future issue, okay? So you know, you're understanding now that you got to find a way to get from that valley. Because see, the valley is a good spot because see, that's where we're taught to buy. We buy in at the valley, okay? Think about your investments. Buy low, sell high, right? So you're in this valley. See, that's the moment where you get strong, where you pick up. This is where you build the muscles of this business, folks. So you gotta have that strong why that'll move you from here to that plateau again, okay? And what you'll find is that the valleys don't get as deep anymore. So you go up, then you come down a little bit, then you go up, and then you come down a little bit, and then you go up, okay? And so things tend to get better as you stick and stay, okay? So what I want to do right now is, before I open up to any of you, to just kind of ask some of you on the line today to share your whys. Why is it that you're doing this business? What I want to do is turn this over real quick to Dr. Sergio Rozzelle. And Dr. Rozzelle, if you could, if you have any other comments that you want to say, either about the mindset or the why, I just want to turn it over to you real quick.
Okay, great. Mr. Murray, can you see me and hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. I just wanted to say that, you know, that first of all, you're doing a great job, of course, as always. And, you know, the why is so important. It is that thing that will make you stick and stay. I'd like to share my why very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Now, the thing about whys is that they can change as well. They can be added on top. When I first got started in this industry, my whole goal was to be able to retire so that I could build enough wealth to leave an inheritance to my children's children, okay? Because I wanted to be a good man, you know. There's a book out there that tells you that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. I happen to believe that book, okay? And as time was going on, I was kind of enjoying life and things were kind of going along nicely the way they needed to. And then all of a sudden, my why expanded, okay? I don't believe in, you know, trying to go outside your comfort zone. I just believe in expanding your comfort zone, okay? And as a result, I shared this before. I moved out of Atlanta, Georgia, to move back to Washington, D.C. to be a caregiver of my mother. And it was a result of this business that I was able to do it. And it's the why that keeps you going. So give an example of something that happened last week. As we were getting ready for the great event here in the DMV, the Let's Go DMV that we just had last week with Mr. Ty Best and Mr. Michael Dalcoe. And I have an aide that comes in on occasion. And my aide didn't show up. No call, no show last Saturday. And what could I do at that situation? Should I just not make it to the event at all? but we had people, we had team members coming out there. I was on the agenda. I had to speak, and I knew one person in particular. I know Ms. Tanisha Smith was coming, but also Ms. Linda Hodge, who I'm sure is on here right now. I knew she was coming because she was there Friday night. And so I was a little flustered. I was a little frustrated, and it was kind of an emotional thing because I ended up being late to the event, and that's not an excuse. It's just what happened. And as a result, as I was talking about why this business, what this has done for me, how it's allowed me to be able to take care of, to not only take care of my daughter and my children's children to come, but to be able to be here in DC, change my entire lifestyle after 24 years, and to be able to be with her and give her the care that she needs. And just thinking about it, the gravity caused me to reflect on what was going on and why I was there. And I got to tell you, it made me, it's enough to drive me, to keep me going, because last Saturday was a disaster from the beginning of the morning. It was a disaster, but I had to go to the event, had to be there because all of you great team members were going to be there as well. And so all I wanted to say about that is it doesn't matter what's going on around me. I'm committed, just like the other leaders on this team are committed and focused on going forward. And it's the why that keeps us going. I know some of the other leaders' why. Hopefully they'll share it. But philosophy, everything, Mr. Murray, you got to have the belief, the desire that if you can do it, because you really can do it. Everybody else has done it. You can do it too. So that's all I wanted to share about that. I just wanted to share my why and just kind of give an example of how it happens all the time to us. Not only does our why expand, but there'll be all kinds of things coming at you to try to throw you off of going forward. And I could have easily, it would have been justifiable for me to just say, you know what, I'm going to stay home and take care of my mom. But I was able to talk to a neighbor, to get a neighbor to kind of watch. But I couldn't have that neighbor watch too long. You got to be very respectful. And the neighbor is also a senior. And so I was able to work that out. But it's because of my why. It's because I didn't want to be in this same situation where I wouldn't be able to take care of her, or where if something were to prevent me from being able to provide what's necessary in order to do that, then I would not be a success. I wouldn't be as successful as I needed to be in terms of being able to take care of her. So that's my why. That keeps me going. And we find a way or make a way when we have situations like that come up, when you have a strong enough why. So that's all I have for that, sir. I'm gonna pass the call. I'm gonna pass it back over to you. And whenever you're ready to open up, and I'll try to manage the chat as well if people have any questions for you. Okay, sir?
Appreciate that, sir. Awesome job just sharing your why with us and how you applied it to the business. Thank you so much for that. So what I want to do real quick is open up and just see if we have anybody else on the line that we would be willing to share their why they're doing this business with us. If you would, you don't need to. Great, go ahead. Who do we have on the line?
This is Lynette. We always talk about that why. My reason for my why, and people really don't understand, it's about, like you said, building that legacy. I don't have kids, but I have godchildren. It's all about building that legacy, but when you really look at that why, it takes you back to why you want to help people, why you want to also see people build their tangible assets, build their wealth, build a legacy, and a lot of us don't do that. And my why is just that I've always been a one to help understand the history and the secrets about building wealth and tangible assets. So I'm looking forward to building back up my wealth and my assets. So like I said, a lot of people really don't understand the why. And once they do it, it just takes you to another level, and it brings together everything, whatever businesses that you've been into, it will bring that to the forefront of why you're doing what you want to do and the reason why you want to get in. So now, we talk about the why all the time and how important that why is. And once you understand it, everybody, it will definitely change your life to moving forward, and nothing will be able to stop you. Not the naysayers, not anybody. That why is, those three little words are so important, just like that G-O-D, but
Now,
that why will
then let me
change
cut
your
you.
life.
Now I want to stop you real quick, Miss Lynette. And I want to ask you this. You said that you want to build up your wealth and finances, okay? Now, what I want to kind of direct you towards is, what is it that you plan to do? What is building your wealth and your finances going to do for you? What is that going to do for you?
One, it will keep me from not going to the, or even thinking about going back to that job, or even thinking about that, but then also giving back to my community, being able to, well, my mom's already retired, but helping her to do things a lot easier than worrying about those two little paychecks that they get retirement and stuff like that. But I want to be able to help other people that are not happy at their job. A lot of people just be at their job just to make a paycheck, and that's not their passion. So when you find out your why, and I've been getting a lot of people to understand that their whole mindset has changed. So I want to be able to get back to the community, not just here in Charlotte, but also back home. Can't never forget where you came from. So I want to be able to help everybody that's either whatever businesses that they're in, to add this to their plate so that they can start building a legacy. Not saying a lot of businesses aren't legacies, but a lot of things you can't take with you, or you can't transfer it on to your kids. And I see that this right here is something that will be able to pass on for generation to generation, and their families can easily get into it. So that's my goal, and that's my plan.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, listen, welcome to the team. We appreciate you stepping up. Also, folks, but this is what I want you to work on, what I want you to think about. I want you to think more along the lines of what giving back will do for you, what not having the job will do for you, okay? We understand that you want to help others, but what will helping others do for you? Okay, and that's kind of what we really want to drive at, as to what your why is. So thank you so much for sharing, and we want to take one other person. We want to
Mr. Murray,
yes, sir.
this is Simona Elliott.
Yes, welcome to the call, Miss Elliott.
My why is really similar to Dr. Rozzelle's. My mom is 75 and she has some health issues. My mother is 75. She works every day, like 14 to 16 hours a day. And she doesn't always feel like doing that. And I really don't want to see her do that. But at this point in my life, I'm that girl that Tanisha Gillespie was talking about. I need a third job, and I just refuse. I've done that for years. I was with my sons for 5 years by myself as a single mom, and I was working 3 and 4 jobs. I can't continue to do that, and I know I can't, and this seems like the right, perfect vehicle to get rid of that type of mentality, mindset, and all of the above, and not transfer that type of lifestyle into my children and my children's children.
Good stuff. I like that. I like that. So it sounds like you're looking for time freedom, the time freedom to be able to help your mom out of her current situation. I like that. I like that. Thank you for sharing so much. Now, I tell you, folks, this is what's important, because and I want to ask everybody, if you would you just go back and make sure that your phones are muted out so we can get back? Yes, thank you so much. All right. Yes, sir.
One more thing before you get started. I just wanted to really pause for a moment here and just make it just really kind of reemphasize that, the technical part of the business it's the technical part. It is what it is. But I think it's important. I'm so glad that you use this to start the conversation, to start the training, because he could, Mr. Murray could share with everyone in 10 minutes everything on the technical aspect of the business. But this right here is what champions are made of. This is what changes your business, having your philosophy. If your philosophy is strong enough, if you have the right philosophy, then you can overcome and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. So I just wanted to, for some of you that are on here who may be thinking, okay, Can we just get on with it? Understand something, that this is what the business is really all about. This is, it goes beyond the technical. This is the realm that once you have this as your foundation, you build your house on a rock, right? This is what lets it stand when the winds of trouble come your way. This is what has you rooted in your goals, in achieving your goal, in helping the people you want to help, and working together. So I just wanted to really put that out there for some of you who might be wondering what matters about this. You're on here at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I know, we already know you're committed, but hopefully you will take something away with this. If you don't get anything else, hopefully you will walk away with understanding that this, your philosophy, your reason why, is what's going to propel you in this business. That's it, sir. I'll turn it back over to you.
Great, great, great. Appreciate you adding that, sir. You're so right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move forward. Now, we've talked a little bit about the why. I want to thank you all so much for opening up and sharing your whys, and just understand it's important from a sponsorship standpoint to understand what is motivating your new affiliates to do this business. Okay. So now let's talk about the importance of the list. All right. It's the list is so important to your business. It's usually the first mistake that you make in business, is not to actually put together a list. You'll start thinking to yourself, hey, listen, you know, I got names in my phone. I can just go through my phone. But here's the thing, your phone, it can't allow you to organize your contacts the way you really need to do. It doesn't allow you to be able to document it. And it's something special when you're working with your hands with respects to your inventory. Okay. When you go take inventory, if you had a grocery store, when you inspect your inventory, okay, which your list is your inventory, you physically, you touch, you count, you're manipulating it, you're counting, you're comparing it to what it was the last time you looked at it. Okay, you're making sure the proper number is there, that you have the proper, you know, so it's important to write out the list. Okay, next, what we want to do is help you understand that you're preparing for your grand opening, folks. So you gotta have a list. Your list is your inventory. It's designed for duplication. Duplication is everything in this business. So as you start to put your list together, you're gonna help other people, or your teammates and what have you, put their own list together as well. The list is continuously growing. So again, we asked you to go back to the union, go to files, okay, and pull down the gladiator forms, okay? So we want you to print down at least 2 of those so that we can be ready for the next exercise, okay? If you can't do that, if it's too late, okay, just make sure you got pen and paper and some space, all right? So it's designed for duplication, it's designed for continuous growth. You start with that list, and every day we're going to commit to like prospecting 1, 2, maybe 3 people is the system, okay? And you continuously grow that list, all right? Now, it's often the reason that our businesses underperform, because we haven't taken this basic step and implemented it into our business. Next, it allows our sponsors, your sponsor, to work with you. Okay, because now they understand from what platform you're working from. When you say, listen, I'm about to contact number 2, number 5, number 7, number 8 on that list. Now the person that's working with you, that's set up to do your 3-way phone calls, they know who we're about to talk to, okay? And they have the person there. Sometimes it's hard remembering names. You do so many 3-way phone calls, but when you've got a list and all of that information is right there, okay, boom. Now, me as working with you, now I can make little notes on my list of your contacts, right? Okay, so that's what's important. So you got to make sure that you provide a copy of your list to your sponsor. All right. Now,
Mr. Murray.
Yes, sir.
One question.
Yes, sir.
Hi, there's a hand up in the chat. Do you want to hold all questions until the very end, or will we take questions after each section?
We can take questions after each session. After each section, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So here's what we want to do, folks. I really need you to understand this concept, because sometimes as we start moving through this business, we start getting stagnated, and we get stagnated because we don't have people to talk to. That's what lists are all about. This will lead you to an unlimited supply of leads. In business, you need leads. These are people to talk to share your ideas, your product, and your service to, all right? So first it starts with you, okay? So let's just say you got 2 of those Gladiator Club forms, right? And you fill them out. You start working those forms, okay? So you're getting that, you've got a list of 100 people to talk to. These are warm market people that you know. They're the people that you know, like, and love, your family members, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your mother, your father, okay? Your the person that cleans your clothes, your dry cleaner, the person that delivers your mail, the person that, you know, businesses that you frequent and use, okay? So you're putting all of those folks on your list, people that you send holiday cards to, the people that you invite to your wedding, okay? The people that you invite to your child's graduation, they should be on your list. But here's the thing, as you duplicate, remember this is designed to duplicate, right? So let's just say from your list of 100, you help Rod, Sue, and Tom get started, and then you show them your list, you help them work through their list. You put them on a training like this, and we help them go through their list. And now you've got 100, 200, 300 to go with your 100. You've got 400 people to contact. Now, we told you that the lists are forever growing, right? Because we're going to prospect to continue the list. Now, the folks that you prospect, these people are most likely cold market leads, all right? They're cold market prospects, cold market leads. But these people are warm market leads, okay? Because it's warm to Rod, warm to Sue, warm to Tom. So out of these 400 folks, guess what? These 300 lead to these 6 people. And these 6 people all do the same thing that was done that started from you. And now what you've got is you've got 10 people that have put together a list of 100 people. So you've got 1,000 prospects. Make the list, build through 1,000 prospects. This starts to create the leverage that you're looking for in your business, folks. Understand that when you get to the levels that of some of the leaders on this line here today, you are here, but guess what? You're going to be working with people way down here. You're going to find a leader. Sue might have, you know, fell off, slowed down. Life might have got to Sue. They might be taking a moment, a little while. They might have gone on vacation or what have you. But Sue led you to Kim, and Kim led you to Tammy, and Tammy led you to Sue. Okay, and Sue is that person. She's that joker in the deck. She's the ace in the deck that you've been looking for. But because you don't put this list together or take it seriously, you never get to Sue, you never get to Kim, and you never get to the other folks. You never get down there to that leader that you've been looking for. We call that tap rooting, folks. And I need you to really understand this importance, because this is what the leaders in this industry do. So let's move forward, all right? And I want to, before I take any questions on this, we got to get into this exercise because we're moving a little behind schedule right now, okay? But it's important. We want to take some time right now. I need you to grab pen and paper, and I'm going to need 100% participation in this, because once we finish, we're going to open up and we're going to hear how many people we have on our list. We want to know what you've been able to accomplish by this. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to start Our Business Is Over. If you're a seasoned in this business right now, just taking this training for the very first time or what have you, if you're a new affiliate, this is what's going to jumpstart your business right now. So I need you to take this seriously, folks. Understand this, okay? Take it seriously. So while you pull out those Gladiator Club forms, okay, what we're doing is I just need you to focus on the names, okay? Now, as I'm doing this normally, we're going to put the numbers down here, the contact numbers for the person as well. And then this date is going to be when you contacted that person, okay? So as I'm working through this with you under normal time constraints, what I would do is I would ask you to put the name and the telephone number, the contact information there. If you don't have a telephone number, you got an email, that's all you got, put it there, okay? So let's start here, and we're just going to work through the names right now, okay, for time's sake, all right? So listen, what I want you to do is I want you to put on this list 5 people that you know that will follow you into an opportunity like this. 5 people that you know will follow you into an opportunity like this. Understand, what we want to do is we want to help you get a promotion, regardless of what level you came in, whether you came in at a bronze, silver, gold, or VIP. We want to help you set the pace for 5, 5, and 5, okay? We want to help you. So if you come in as a bronze, you can bring in 5 people in your first 5 weeks at the bronze level or higher and earn a promotion to the next level, okay? You can do it 2 or 3 times within your first 5 weeks. But we got to start off with the list. So put those first 5 people that you know will follow you into this. Oftentimes, these are blues. You know, if you were to categorize them, you'll categorize them as a blue because they're people that you have influence over. Okay, these are people that may look up to you. All right. So let's put those first 5 folks down. Now, after you put those first 5 people down, folks, now what you should be having right now is pen to paper. Your head should be down and you should be thinking about who those 5 people are and you should be writing them down. Some of you are probably at 7, 8, 9, 10 right now. That's where you should be. And that needs to be your mindset, folks, because if I was to figure and put my money on who was going to do the best in this business, it would be the person that has the largest list. Now, let's put down the 5 people that we know will do the best in this business. Those 5 people that you know that if you got these people into the business, man, they would just turn it out. They would be your best producers. These are people that you would be scared normally to talk to had you not had the ability to put them on the phone with someone else that could answer their questions, okay? We call these those reds. These are those people that you look up to. These people that have large contacts. They're people of influence, your pastors, your doctors, your businessmen, okay? Those folks, your mentors, those folks that you look to for encouragement, that you look to. So we should be working for at least 10 right now, okay? Now understand, if you've only got 2, 3, 4, 5, that's fine because we're going to keep moving, all right? So we've got the 5 easiest, the 5 folks that we know that will come. We've got 5. Now, don't stop at 5. If you got more of those, okay? If you got, if you know a lot of influential people, you might want to put down 10 reds, okay? Now we're going to start to talk about our peers and our family members. These are people that are generally the hardest to bring into the business because they know our lifestyle. They know us, okay? And this is why we use third party in the business, okay? So let's start thinking about your brother, your siblings, your brothers, your sisters. Put your mom, your dad on the list, grandmother, grandfather, your aunts, your uncle, okay? Start putting them on the list, okay? We're not putting telephone numbers down. We're writing down the names of the people. Now, don't think in your mind. Don't sort them out. Don't make the decision, oh, no, well, Uncle John won't do this business. Let Uncle John look at the information like you saw it and let him make his own determining situation for himself. Make his own decision for himself. Don't prejudge people, folks, because the people you think won't, and the folks that you think won't, will. All right. So now we're starting to put our siblings down now, right? Folks that we know, like, and love. Who do you worship with? Who's the deacon at your church? Who's an usher? Who collects the tithes? Who's the greeter? Who's at the door? Who's the greeter? That's often a happy person with a smile on their face, someone that would do great in this business. Who greets the folks that come into the church? Who do you work with? Who are some of your coworkers that you know would do well in this business, that you don't know that would do well in this business? Remember, we're not prejudging. So don't let me prejudge the list for you. I'm just trying to jog your memory a little bit. Who do you do business with? Who's your dry cleaner? Who do you know in other states? I'm excited because I've got a young lady on here from North Carolina. She's from the DMV area, but she's on here from North Carolina. I've got folks on here from Atlanta. I've got folks on here from South Carolina. I've got folks on here from right here in DMV and Virginia. Who do you know outside of the state? I love this. We used to call those long distance packages. We used to send out long distance packages. Understand, folks, that most of your business is going to reside outside of your local locality. 20% of the folks that you bring into your business will be within your local area, but you work the local area to extend to the rest of the world. 80% of your business should be outside, okay? Who do you know in North Carolina? Who do you know in Virginia? Who do you know in Delaware? The 3 immediate states, North, South, East, and West. The most immediate states, North, South, East, and West. 4 states right around you. very close. States that touch where you live at. Who do you know in those states? Who do you know in those cities? Okay, now folks, we just took a couple of minutes. Continue writing. Go to your phone, okay? You could grab your Christmas card list. You could go to your phone. Who did you invite to your graduation, to your wedding? Who tried to introduce you to businesses like this? Put them on your list. Now, folks, what I want to do is I want to open up now, okay? And let's be mindful of time. And I just want maybe 3 people, okay? Maybe 3 people. And then if I saw somebody on here, as you guys continue to write, I want to open this call up if I still see them. Let me see if I see them on this line. Okay. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I just need 3 people, if you would, just unmute and let us know how many people you have on your list. Just 3 people.
25.
25, okay.
30.
30, okay. Anyone else? One more person. Okay.
18.
Yes, sir?
18.
18. Okay, great. All right. So listen, you can see, folks, that we had a variety of different folks. Now, if you would, folks, could you just go ahead and mute back out? I appreciate that. So we had 25, 30, and 18. 6, 7. That's like what? 73 exposures. Okay, that's 73 prospects. 73 prospects just from that little bit of time. Okay, now I guarantee you, if we started going through and we opened up that phone, we could put multiple folks on those lists straight away. Okay, so this is what we want you to do, folks. This is your homework. This is part of your homework assignment, is I need you guys to finish up your list. And I want you to go back and if we could, you know, we're going to get these forms, these gladiator forms here. We're going to get them up on the DMV page, as well as Facebook page, as well as the Eagle Team Facebook page as well. And then also understand that this training is not superseding what you're getting on wealthbuildersworldwide.info. Okay, you go to that site, you go to the map, you'll see that it's talking about your list, putting a list together of 100 people. It talks about prospecting 3 people per day. All right, it talks about that. That's how we grow our business. So understand, folks, that this is an integral part of your business, and you need to take the time to do this with anybody that you personally sponsor into this business, because if you do not do so, you run the risk of putting all of this in jeopardy. Okay, this is what it's about right here, is creating those warm market leads and working through your people and getting it to the next level. So what I want to do very quickly right now is I want to open back up and see if we had any questions about the list or what have you. Dr. Sergio Rozzelle, you can probably help out with that as well. Do we have any questions or comments about the list? Very quickly, I want to take about 2 minutes on this. If you are on the line, you can unmute yourself as well, and you can ask your own question or make your own comment. Okay, I hear somebody in the background, so they may be unmuted, but I don't hear any questions or comments. Okay, your paper rattling too. Okay, but that's fine, no problem. We're gonna move on, folks, because we're gonna get to the nuts, move forward. And that list is very, very important. So let's talk about contacting and inviting a little bit, okay? Understand that this is a contact sport, all right? You've got to touch people's lives. You got to talk to them. You've got to contact them. You got to invite them out to some information and what have you. So listen, first you're going to identify your prospects. That's what we're doing. We just did our list, right? Next, you're going to select what type of approach. How are you going to approach them? Are you going to approach them directly? Hey, I came across some information. I'm super excited about this business. Let me just ask you very quickly, do you keep your income options open? Okay, great. You do? Well, listen, I got this video I need you to take a look at. You got about 20 minutes right now? Oh, yes, you do? Great. Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and text you over this video. You take a look at this video and I'll give you a call back in about 20 minutes. Okay, that's direct. That's direct. You're being direct with that person. You'll be direct more so with people like blues, people that you look that look up to you, and with green like your peers. Okay, but sometimes you want to use an indirect approach with people that are reds, those folks that you look up to. You know, and what you're basically doing now is, you know, hey, Dr. Sergio Rozzelle, this is Al. Just glad that I caught you. I'm about to run out the door real quick. But since I got you, a good friend of mine, another person that I look up to, introduced me to a business concept. And I respect this person a whole lot, just like I respect you. And I was hoping that I could get your opinion on it. So would you be able to jump on a webinar with us on Tuesday or Thursday at 7:30? Which day would be better for you? Where you can help me out and give me your opinion on this information. Indirect. Okay, that's for those folks that may look and say, hey, well, you know what? You know, you've gone to them so many times about things like this, or they may not have the necessary respect that they need for you. These are, you know, that's how you approach your reds. Okay, then you want to make the call, folks. Okay, you got to be excited. You got to talk with a smile on your face. You got to be excited. Okay, not overly excited and outside of your characteristics, but if you're calling somebody that you know, then they probably understand how you are when you're excited, when you're happy, when you believe in something. So that's how you want to be. You don't want to, regardless of how the day went, when you go to start working your business here, folks, you got to have that smile. You got to know, you got to start, it starts with the belief and, again, your mindset, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to be excited. You want to be smiling. You want to invite them to something, a meeting, to the tool, to a three-way, to view the website. Okay, what I like to do is I like to go to the SG site. Okay, to the carrotgold.sg, carrotgold.sg site, and I like to use that landing page. Okay, you can go to your referral link on that page, and you can pull down the landing page referral link. Okay, and I love that because it's already populated with your information, and all you have to do is just share that link with folks, and you ask them to watch the video. It's a short video. It's a way to pique their interest. And what you do is, you know, you just share that information, and you let them, and then you follow back up with them. You do what you said, understanding that the fortune is going to be in the follow-up. All right. Answer questions by saying, I don't have a lot of time. You can start out the conversation with that. You don't want to get into answering a bunch of conversations and things that are like with folks. And we're going to talk about how you get through that in just a little bit. Okay. Get the commitment. Understand, every time you contact and talk to somebody in this business, you are contacting them for a purpose. You want to think about how do I drive them to the next exposure? So, you know, when somebody calls me for a three-way phone call, I want them to tell me what I am supposed to do for them on the three-way phone call. So if your objective is to drive them from the video to a webinar, okay, maybe you shot them a copy of last night's webinar or past webinar, so they seen the whole presentation. Well, listen, Mr. Murray, I want to attempt to close because they're watching the whole entire video, or they've seen the whole entire video, okay? And then if they don't, if we can't get them started right then and there, then let's move them to a live presentation on Monday night, okay? So now I know what it is. Accomplish your objective, okay? Get the commitment, be specific where you will meet them and when, what time, where they're supposed to be. If it's that webinar, make sure they got the link, they know the time, and then, folks, you want to get off the phone. Don't stay on the phone after the three-way phone call. That's what some of us do, and you'll stay on the phone and they'll be like, okay, well, look, listen, Lynette, tell me the real deal with this. You know, I know that guy, he's polished, he's supposed to tell you this, that, and the other. No, don't get caught up into that. Listen, you follow the instructions of the person that's on that three-way phone call, and then you get off the line, okay? And then next, make sure that you text back to confirm. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong, because what they'll do is they'll start texting back, hey, are you going to be able to make the webinar? You're just asking for somebody to tell you no. Hey, are you going to be able to make the brief? Just call in to check and see if you're going to be able to make the briefing tonight, the Monday night live meeting. I'm just calling to find out if. You're already setting yourself up for the no. Okay, no. Hey, listen, I got a lady that I invited out to the briefing, to a private gold reception today at 2:30 here in Waldorf. And when I followed up with her yesterday, as I'll do after we get off of this call, the conversation was this. This is what I text her. Hey, Sandra, excited about getting you this information tomorrow. Here's the address and the person's name to the reception that you'll be at tomorrow. Okay, it went something like that. Okay, the verbiage might be quite wrong, but I'm assuming I'm telling them how excited I am about them being there, not asking them are they going to be able to make it. You already told me you were going to make it. I'm just following up because I need to make sure it stays on the front of your mind. Okay, so again, that's how we want to follow back up and confirm. Okay, that's important. Now, again, you might want to take a picture of this because again, we're kind of short on time. And again, this is kind of how we go through and contact and invite. You know, this is a direct approach. This is an indirect approach. Hey, John, I'm glad I caught you. Okay, I'm glad. I'm excited. I'm glad I caught you. I'm running out the door, so I'm busy. I don't have a lot of time to answer questions. Okay, real quick. I'm not going to hold you on the line. Okay, again, because I'm about to run out the door. A friend introduced me to a great business. You may or may not be interested. And I say that because I'm taking it away from them. It's okay if you're not interested. So now they start to settle down a little bit. First, oh, one of those business things, all right? But when I say you may or may not be interested, they start dropping their guards a little bit, right? It won't take much of your time. So we're not going to be here, but I like to share it with you. I believe it's something that you'll be excited about. John, I need you to join me and my partner on a webinar to get the facts. What day works best for you this week at 7:30, Tuesday or Thursday? See, sometimes when we contact people, what we do is we give them too much information. We give them a broad spectrum. Hey, well, what's good for you? When do you want to meet? What's good for you? Next Monday, next month, how about the 10th of next month? How about next year? Okay, it's too much leeway. You narrow the path down for them and you give them a choice. Would 10 a.m. work for you or would 7:30 p.m. work better? They got a choice. They make a choice, all right? They choose. Now you're moving yourself towards the close, right? Okay, so then you say, look, great. I'll shoot you a text with the details as soon as I get a moment. Thanks, bro. I'll talk to you later. I'm off the phone. All right. And the only difference here is, see, we're talking about that. The only difference with the indirect approach is, would you be willing to join me? Okay. But we're asking for their opinion in here. Okay. So, and what I want to do, let me just shift back because I want to go back to Wealth Builders Worldwide. And because here is, again, some great ways to make the contact. Okay. This is the Wealth Builders Worldwide site. You want to come on here, set you up an account. You'll need to log in and what have you. When you come to wealthbuildersworldwide.info or .net, it's the same thing. The invitation, step 1, 100 names. Okay. And it walks you through how to do this. Okay. So what we're talking about is part of our overall system, but you can get some other ways of doing it. Okay. These are some other ways. This is more direct. Let's just say you're sending them a video or what have you. Okay. Now they talk about utilizing another landing page or what have you here that's offered through the Wealth Builders Worldwide site. Okay. But again, I love this. Is it, a good way to start a conversation with someone is, do you know is that you don't know is to ask, what do you do? Okay, that's when you're prospecting somebody. I'm sorry. Okay, tell your prospect, I have something that I believe you're going to want to take a look at. Okay, shall I text it or email it? I'm not emailing anything. Shall I text it to you? Because I need the telephone. I need to make sure that I got their telephone number and everything is straight. Okay. Do you keep your income options open? All right. These are things that you're talking to when you're prospecting folks. Okay. And now, so let's just move back. And what I want to do now is I'm going to open up real quick just to see if there are any questions on the line. Okay. And then we're going to kind of move into some objections and how to move through some of this conversation. So Doc, if you're there, I'll turn this thing over to you real quick. If we have any questions or if you have any comments you wanted to make.
Okay, sir. All right, we'll do. I know that we did, somebody's hand was raised. I don't know if that is. If anybody has any questions while Mr. Murray is getting all that set up, please jump right in. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. We had the hand raised for Jackie Lawrence. Did you mean to do that, Ms. Lawrence?
Yes.
Okay. Go right ahead, Ms. Lawrence.
I just have a quick question. I'm new to Karatbars. Been in maybe like around 2 months, and I'm having not really having a problem. You know, I have the list, I have the people. My thing is, I think I give a little bit too much information because these are people that I kind of know personally. So with that being said, should I not give too much information, even though it's a person that I know? Even doing that, I have signed up maybe like 3 affiliates.
Great.
I signed up 2 this week.
Wow.
So, you know, just following back up with them, it seemed like I'm not really getting anywhere.
Well, here's the thing. If you feel as though you're saying a little too much, then you're probably saying way too much.
Okay.
Okay, way too much. All right. And here's why you do not want to say way too much, because that's when you say too much, folks tend to feel as though they need to know everything about the business. So they think they need to be as knowledgeable as you are about the business. And then because you're new, you might say the wrong thing. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to build your business so that it duplicates, and you want to build your business so that they know, the person you talk to know that they have help and that they don't have to know all of the facts about it. So you want to say as little as possible. Okay. Because so that's the way we duplicate in this business. Okay. People by nature are going to try to get you to talk. Because it's so important. That's why we don't want you to say much of anything else after the 3-way phone call, because once somebody commits to something, now when they start asking you questions, they're asking the questions to see if now is it worthwhile for me to stick to this commitment that I just made and come into this appointment or looking at this video that I said I was already going to do. Okay. So don't answer all those questions. If you feel, I love what Mr. Amazing does all of the time, man. He says, well, hold on, man. You know, I got somebody that can answer that question for you. Even though he already knows it. He does that with affiliates. He does that with me all the time. Okay. and so it's just setting the stage to teach people that not to talk and not to be third party. So Dr. Rozzelle, sound like you had something you wanted to share as well.
Yeah, no, I wanted to just hear everything you said, Mr. Murray. Yes, man. Remember, make this fun. People, when you're prospecting folks, people want to know if they can do what you just did, if they want to do what you just did, and if they don't mind doing what you just did to their friends and family. So if we call that fire hosing, when you tell people too much information, you don't want to blow them out the water. You just want to utilize the tools, because you got to get it off of you, especially with people that you know, because you want them to get to someone else and look at the system. You don't want them to judge the messenger, but want them to look at the message. And there's somebody that just joined that's going to pop on for a second. Did we answer your question?
Yes, I have it. So basically what I'll be doing is I will just basically model to them what I would want them to do, just in case they do decide to come in and do the business.
Right. Well, you do to them what the system has, so they can duplicate it. You're exactly right.
Okay.
So,
Thank
great
you.
question. What I'd like to do, everyone that's on the call, very quickly, we just had a gentleman join the Zoom. We're gonna give him a few minutes. I don't know how much time he has. I know he just wanted to jump on really quickly and say hello to everybody. Mr. Dalcoe, if you could go ahead and unmute yourself and come on to the call and say hello to the folks. We'd love to hear what you have to say, sir.
It's my pleasure, Dr. Rozzelle, and what's going on, Mr. Al Murray. Thank you guys for making the extra sacrifice to pour into the people that are trying to launch their business. You know, I was talking to some other team members just a moment ago, and they called me and they were all excited. They said, you know, we've got 20,000 points on this one leg, and it's just the 17th of the month. They said, where did 20,000? Is this a mistake? Is this a typo? Should we call the company? Is something wrong? I don't want our account to get shut down because we didn't report that we got some extra units.
Wow.
And so I did some forensics with them, and we logged in. And I said, click on units, type in the word multi, and they typed in multi, and they was like, oh my gosh. I said, what is it? He said, I got a 15K multi-pack and a 3K multi-pack. I said, well, there go your points right there. See, here it is. Here it is, guys. You have positioned yourself. Well, that's a good word. Woo. You have positioned yourself in something that's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. And so because it's bigger than you, stuff is going to happen and you won't be able to explain it. See, what we're used to, people here in the United States or wherever you are in the world, what we're used to is we're used to only things happening to us that we deserve and that we worked for. But in this industry, it's not what you do, it's what you start. And you all have started something. You started by positioning yourself, and you started by sharing this information with other people. And you don't know the size of someone else's dream that you share it with. I'm gonna give you one more story and I'm gonna shut up because, see, I try to avoid these calls because I get crunk, as my children would say. I get crunk.
Go right
Look,
ahead, sir. Go right ahead.
this lady called me. I won't give her name because you all will undoubtedly meet her. And I almost wish I could give her name because when you meet her, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. She reminds you of maybe Granny Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. She's very unassuming. You would never pick her out of a crowd to be one of the people that you want to put on your team to blow your team up. Now, of course, Wealth Builders, we do the 98.6 and breathing. But when you're looking at people in a lineup, you'd pick Al Murray. You would. You'd pick Sergio Rozzelle. You'd pick Tia Stanley. You absolutely would. You'd pick Tia's mother. These are people that they just look like they know a lot of people. They stand out in the crowd. This little lady, she looks like somebody's grandma. And she looks like the mother at church. You wouldn't say she's going to rock this business. Sure enough, she sponsored a lady. And the lady has a son who is sharp and very analytical, like me and Al. Very analytical guy. And she put him on the phone with me, did a three-way. And I talked to him a little bit. So rather than listen to what I was saying, the guy goes and Googles me on YouTube. And boy, was that a mistake. He bumped into all my videos and he started rifling through them one by one. And so he calls me yesterday and he says, hey, we're at the bank and we're doing a wire transfer and we're doing a VIP for my mom and we're doing a 15K for me. And I said, what made you pull the trigger on a 15K? He said, you did. And I said, really? He said, we did a three-way with you. And I said, oh yeah, I remember. And he goes, I started watching your YouTube videos and because I'm very analytical, you answered my questions. Mm-hmm. Now see, that's not the good part. The good part is they were sponsored by Granny Clampett, right? See, you don't know who your people know that they know. That's what you position yourself with by joining Karatbars and getting started. Because it's not who you know, it's not what you do, it's what you start. That's the most important thing. And you guys have gotten started today. So Thank you for letting me have a little bitty part in whatever I can say to contribute to your success. Happy to be on here. Back to you, Dr. Rozzelle.
Mr. Dalcoe, thank you so much. That was so timely because Mr. Murray just finished talking about the power of three-way. And there's another thing that we didn't really tap on, Mr. Murray, and that's the fact, the credibility, the ability to be able to point somebody in the direction of a Mr. Al Murray or Mr. Michael Dalcoe or Mr. Ty Best, to be able to point them in that direction where you don't have to know anything. You can even do like our great leader, Mr. Ty Best says. He'll tell you in a heartbeat he doesn't know. But we all know that he knows, right? So thank you, Mr. Dalcoe, for jumping on here today. That was
Perfect timing. You weren't even on, and you knew to share those two stories. That just tells you guys we're all in sync. So, Mrs. Dalcoe, thank you so much for jumping on very quickly and saying hello to the team and sharing that wisdom of how you use the system and use three-way calls to, retire yourself in 103 days from the bank. So that's it, Mr. Murray. I turn the call back over to you, sir, if there's anything you want to say.
Man, I appreciate you, Mr. Dalcoe, for jumping on this call with a pleasant surprise. I mean, anytime you can get time because I take notes when you speak, sir. So I just hope that, I really wanted to say that. And I definitely hope that folks on the line that don't know you get the understanding for what this is to have somebody of your magnitude on this call. Mr. Dalcoe is one of the top leaders in this company. He's somebody that, as I just said, I take notes when he speaks, and he took time out of his schedule and is extremely busy to jump on this training platform to address you all. And I just appreciate that, sir. I mean, you just have a heart of gold. And I just love the fact that I can glean and learn from you. And not only me, but all of the folks on this call here today were able to hear from you, sir. Thank you so much for lending us some of your time. Now, we've got about 12 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash through some of this stuff real quick, because one of the things that we tend to do is we get caught up, and this is kind of what the last young lady shared with us, is that, she gets caught up in talking and saying too much. And if she believes that she's saying too much, then she's absolutely saying way too much. And sometimes people try to get us talking, tell me everything now. Well, listen, that's the exact reason why you need to take a look at that video. Listen, that's the exact reason why you need to talk to Dr. Sergio Rozzelle. Hey, listen, that's the exact reason why you need to talk to this gentleman that I've already got set up to talk to you. Hold on for a second while I get him on the line, okay? Some people, well, why can't you tell me about it? Why? Because I would if I could. It's 90% visual, so you need to take a look at that video. That's how you get away from talk. You have to train your mind. Remember, we talked about programming. So you've got to program this into your mind so that it's part of your thoughts and your philosophy. So you program the fact that you understand that it's about third party and you want them to duplicate what you're doing. You're training your prospects as you talk to them about doing the business. They're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. So that's why you want to make sure that you don't get caught up answering the questions. You want your third-party expert to do that for you, okay? It's like a puzzle. You've got to see it all together for it to make sense, okay? So take a look at that video, and I'll give you a call back in 20 minutes to see what you like best. Boom. Click them over, and you're gone, okay? I don't want to mess it up for you. I wouldn't ask you to give up any of your time if it wasn't important. So take a look at the video, and I'll give you a call back in 20 minutes. Great. Okay. Listen, I was advised not to explain it myself. That's Mr. Murray's job. Hold on while I get him on the line. Boom. Okay. So that's what you got to get good at. You don't have to be good at talking. You got to be good at ushering, sharing other folks to the information. So don't get trapped into answering the questions yourself, because when you bring this person into the business, that's what your new affiliate is going to do. They're going to try to answer the questions themselves, folks. Now, listen. Here's some other things. Here's some other ways to overcome and handle objections, folks. Remember, when a buyer or seller gives you an objection, he is presenting you with an opportunity to close. All right? So he's presenting. Use this philosophy right here. Feel, felt, found. A lot of times when people give us objections, our first thing to do is to get upset. What do you mean you don't have enough money? Man, you just went out and bought a brand new pair of Jordans the other day. Man, you just bought a brand new car. So you start attacking, and that puts people on the defensive. No, listen, I understand how you feel. I felt the same exact way, but this is what I found. Let me share with you what I found. When I got on the phone with Dr. Rozzelle, man, he cleared it all up for me. Hold on for a second while I get him on the line. That's a totally different approach rather than, man, what? Man, you don't see the value in this? How could you not see? Everybody sees the value. No, you don't want to be confrontational like that. What you want to do is you want to use your upline. You'll get better as you start hearing your upline handle the objections of your prospects. Okay, feel found. I understand how you feel. When I first heard about this program, listen, I thought it was a pyramid myself. But what I found was when I dug into and I listened to some of the folks that were having success, man, I started understanding the facts and everything cleared up for me. Hold on for a second while I get Dr. Rozzelle on the line for you. Boom. Okay. So, then here's the other thing. It's the exact reason why you need to watch that video. It's the exact reason why you need to talk to my expert. It's the exact reason why you need to come out Monday night. It's the exact reason why you need to get on this training. It's the exact reason why you need to be at Let's Go Weekend. Okay, that's the exact reason. So boom, you flip it back on it, you turn it back on it. When you start repeating their objections, the objective is to make them talk more to get to the core of their objections. Okay, so you make them talk. So you repeat the objection. You don't, oh man, I don't have the money for this. You don't have the money? And then you be quiet, because the first person that talks loses. The first person that talks owns the goal savings plan, folks. You're trying to help them set up their goal savings plan, okay? But you don't give them a chance to answer. We want to talk too much. Close your mouth. One mouth, two ears, right? Okay, so understand, folks, our ability to overcome objections directly affects our ability to earn income in our businesses. We get paid to solve problems. So if that person doesn't have enough money, folks, then you show them how they can have success in this business without having a whole lot of money. That's the solution. Well, let me show you how to have success without having a whole lot of money.
Mr. Murray.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, real quick. There's a young lady on the line. Hopefully she can unmute herself, Miss Tanisha Smith. But when I first told her about this business, she said to me, I don't have any time. And then I got quiet, and then she actually answered her own question. She's like, wait a minute. I just told myself I don't have enough time to make money. Just want to leave it right there. That's absolutely great.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. All right, folks. So listen, we're going to talk a little bit about edification, folks. Edification is saying something good about someone else, okay? It creates respect, okay? Simply saying something good about another person, okay? And what we try to do in our edifications, we try to hit certain personality types, okay? So a fall type of person, that's a person that's like Mr. Dalcoe and myself. They're facts driven, okay? That spring type of person, okay? So who would be a facts type of person? That might be an accountant, somebody in the money industry already, okay? How about that spring person that likes to help? That might be a pastor. So if you're talking to a pastor and you're telling the pastor, listen, we make a whole lot of money, folks in here are just making tons of money, and or you start, telling that person that likes to help about all of these facts. Hey, listen, what they want to hear is, listen, we're helping a lot of people free up their time and earn the type of income that they're looking for. Okay, we're helping a lot of people. Okay, that's what they want to hear. So that's summer person. That's the person that likes to have fun. So listen, we're having a whole lot of fun here, man. We get together on weekends, man. We take these trips down to Atlanta, and we learn. And at the same time, we're having a ton of fun, man. We do these activities. We just had a bowling activity with the whole entire team, and we're having lots of fun in this business, or that winter type of person who's that sharp, man. They're looking for the money. So they want to hear how people are making income in this business. All right. So understand this, when you edify somebody, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to get better at it as you move on. But what I want to say is, listen, I'm going to put you on a phone with a gentleman that knows all of the facts. This gentleman loves helping people. He likes having a whole lot of fun. And he's running his business in such a manner that is producing a lot of profits for him. But listen, he's extremely busy. And what I love about him most is he always gives me a little bit of his time. So hold on for a second while I get him on the line. Boom. Now, here's the thing, folks. Far too often we pause and we're asking our prospects, man, do you want to talk to my expert? Will you talk to my expert? No, you telling them. You have a posture about yourself. In this business, we flow through this. So listen, I just edified my expert. And now I'm telling you that my expert is extremely busy, because what's the number one objection you're going to get from your person that you want to put on the phone with your expert? Oh, I don't have that much time. Oh, no, I don't have the time right now. So I'm already telling you that my expert is busy. Matter of fact, he's so busy, I may not even get him on the line. But I know I got him because I've called him ahead of time and set it all up, right? He's waiting for my phone call. So this is the edification, and this is what we got to get used to doing, folks, in all situations. When we're before the briefing, before the meeting, when we're talking about this business, when we're introducing folks, we've got to edify. And see, edification goes both ways. All right. If you just notice the way Dr. Rozzelle edified Mr. Mike Dalcoe, and then Mr. Dalcoe came back and gave that edification back. Okay. So it goes both ways. You give that edification up. Okay, and then you get it back. And your person that you're talking to is like, wow, you know what? I didn't know Jackie was that sharp. I didn't know she was doing those kinds of things in his business. See, you are bragging about yourself when you say it, okay? But when somebody else says it, it can be heard and taken in a proper manner. So the edification is so important. Now listen, I want to try to get you guys off this call by 10:30, because we've got another call that goes on at 10:45 every single day. Monday through Saturday, okay, at 10:45. So we definitely want to make sure that we're all on a power call. Don't want to interrupt that. But listen, I need to go through this very quickly, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to get back to your expert, okay, or the person, your sponsor, and make sure that you guys understand how you're going to handle your three-way phone calls, all right? So I'm going to explain this real quick, and then I'm going to give you a homework assignment, and we'll open up for any questions afterwards, all right? So listen, this is you, all right? This is your expert. You need to edify your expert, because that creates this thing of respect, okay? And when you edify your expert, now your prospect has respect for your expert. You already have the trust of your prospect. So they trust you. You edify your expert, and now there's the respect there. All right. So now, couple things for you. Your expert. You call your expert first. Let them know what you're doing. Make sure they're available. Okay, because they might not be available. They might be in the middle of something. Make sure that they want to be able to make time for you. You know, don't interrupt the expert in the middle of something that he may already be doing. Okay. Thank the expert after he helps you set the appointment or does what he does, what you need him to do, closing the objective. All right. Now, as far as the expert is always on a last name basis. He knows 110% of the facts. He loves to help people. He likes having fun. He knows all of the facts, and he's extremely busy. Hold on for a second while I get him on the phone. Now, your prospect, that's your friend or the person, they're on a first name basis. Okay, so this is John. John, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Sergio Rozzelle. Dr. Rozzelle. Okay, so listen, this is the way the three-way phone call works, folks. And you being the affiliate, you want to make sure that you keep your mouth shut. You put your phone on mute and you just listen. You don't ask, you don't interrupt. You tell your expert everything before you link the three-way call together. While you've got your prospect on hold, and anything you need to tell your expert, you tell them while you're talking to them before you connect. You do the edification before you connect, okay? Because again, your expert is busy, all right? So we don't want to do the edification there. Hey, this is the gentleman that I told you about. You know, Dr. Rozzelle, we were fortunate to get him because, again, like I said, he's extremely busy. Dr. Rozzelle, This is Jackie. She's a good friend of mine. You know, she just watched the video. She likes the money. So what I did was I asked her, what does she like best about what she heard or saw in the video? She likes the money. Okay. Now you've already told Dr. Rozzelle this already on the pre, but you're just telling them again that small piece of it, and you're letting them know, you know, what her personality type is again, and boom. And then you put your phone on mute and you let Dr. Rozzelle do what he does. All right. That's how it works, folks. So that's the three-way phone call. All right. Now, what you want to do, if you're new on this call right now, you've got to set up your private goal business reception. You want to set that up. You got
Mr. Murray.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, one little piece just to add to that, guys. Remember, that's not the time to edify your prospect, okay? Mm-hmm. You know, your prospect could be an astronaut for all we know, but that's not the time to get into that, because you don't want to, you're not in the business of edifying your prospect, because then the balance is off. Then they're feeling they're not edifying, then you're not edifying your expert's time or the opportunity. So be careful to not get into all the great things that your prospect is doing, because that's not what that call is about. I just wanted to share that very quickly, because oftentimes we get into a little too much detail, and we actually de-edify the expert by doing that.
That's so correct. I appreciate you adding that. That's what you're supposed to tell your expert before you get the prospect on the line, so that they can adjust their conversation accordingly. Okay, that's not for why the prospect is on the line. Okay, your prospect is supposed to respect your expert. Okay, so next, folks, you got to set your private goal reception. We talk about putting together your list so you can launch your business. This is your grand opening, and it's the launch, your private goal reception. So set that date within the first week, no later than 2 weeks within the business. If you haven't had a private goal reception, make sure that you set one up straight away. Okay, now you can see it's your actual grand opening. Schedule more than one. You can do them more than once. Okay, don't change your room around. People are used to coming to your house and seeing it the way it is. Don't change it around, because again, it's a private goal reception. What if only 1 or 2 people show up? It's a private goal reception. And what does it look like if you've rearranged the room and they're like, wow, were you expecting 25, 30 people and I'm the only idiot that showed up for your private goal reception? No, it's a private goal reception. Great. I'm so glad you were able to make it. Come on in, get settled down, get comfortable. We'll be starting shortly. Right? Okay, so don't change the room around. Light refreshments, something, you know, chips and soda, water. Okay, something like you know, just in case there's spills or things that are like. Ask your guests to bring ice or a bag of chips. Okay, that locks them into coming, because they're supposed to be bringing something, right? Make sure you have paper applications there. Okay, and then make sure that at that private goal reception, that you are setting up the new affiliates private goal receptions. Also, if they just setting up a goal savings account, then you set theirs up so we can, you know, let your friends, the people that you know, like and love, know that they can set one of these accounts up as well. So you want to schedule up other private goal receptions from your private goal reception. So here's your homework first, folks. I've got 10:29, and I wanted to have you off by 10:30 because we got that call coming up at 10:45. So here is your homework assignment. 1, finish that list off, put the numbers beside them, right? Okay, contact your sponsor. You want to let them know that you've got your list together and you're ready to email them a copy. Okay, so email your sponsor a copy of that list. Give them your private goal reception date. If you need to adjust that or something of the like, then do that. Okay, and let them know that you're ready to start contacting and inviting, and see if they're available for 3 ways, so you can start promoting and building for this private goal reception, folks. So that's your homework assignment. All right, and what I want to do now is I just want to let you know what we have available for those that are in the DMV area. Is we've got a live briefing on Monday. Okay, we got a live briefing in Waldorf on Monday. It's free of charge. All right, Minister Lewis Young pays for this meeting. It's free of charge. Why not utilize it to build? Anybody across the country should be sending people to this meeting. It's free. It's always free for guests anyway. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're doing the webinars, okay? So at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, we're doing the webinars. Wednesday, we've got our team call, okay? Thursday, again, webinar. Saturdays at 9 a.m., we're going to be doing this new affiliate training every single Saturday to get your people off to a great start. Send your people to the training. And then Monday through Saturday, we've got our power call at 10:45 every day. Motivation for 15 minutes, and then business information and testimonials and recognition as well. So with that, folks, you need to stay connected and get plugged in. That's what this is all about. So what I want to do is I'm going to open up real quick right now for any questions or comments that anybody has. And as that takes place, we'll get those answered. And then Dr. Sergio Rozzelle, you can close us out and we can get ready for this power call, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Yes,
I have a question. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to
Dr.
add
Rozzelle.
something to the schedule real quick too. Okay.
Yes, sir. Go, Brick.
So
Yes, sir.
also, guys, also every Saturday, 2 to 3, we have the Gold Brick Show. And today, our special guest will be none other than Mr. Michael Dalcoe again. So we meant to get that on the schedule. And my apologies, Mr. Murray, for not getting that to you. I forgot to do that. Also, I had a conversation last night with Crypto Steve, and we're going to be doing technical Karat bit training on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 9:30. Just enough before it's either 9 or 9:30. I'll get the details to you about that. But just understand, people, we decided it is important to start having technical trainings regarding Karat bit and the purchase of cash gold and KBC. So there we are. Just want to put that out there. That'll be on the schedule for next week. And I sent you the flyer, Mr. Murray, for today's show if you wanted. But it's the Gold Brick Show, and that's going to be on Facebook. So I'm sorry. Right back to you, whoever that was asking the questions. I'm sorry. Right back to you.
Yes, this is Lynette from Charlotte. Tuesday's webinar and Thursday's webinar, is that going to be the same? Because I have my show from 7 to 8, and I don't want to miss. I still will be sending people there, but I don't want to miss it. Will it be the same thing over again?
Well, we do have the show Tuesday, Thursday, but we also we need to get this on the schedule as well. Goldrocks.info. There's a live presentation that's done, I believe, 4 times a week during the week. But we have to double check on the realmoney.info. So there are other presentations, live webinars that we have at goldrocks.info, and that's going to be. I'll get back to you on the exact times. I don't have the realmoney.info open in front of me right this moment, but you can plug into that as well. So yes, that you do have that resource that is with Wealth Builders Worldwide, and that's hosted by Mr. Dalcoe, Mr. Best, Mr. Roger Williams. So yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? Well, with that being said, okay, the question, will the show be on the WW page? You know what, I think we got that loaded up on the calendar. The show is, I think, loaded up on the calendar, but it's going to be on Facebook, on the Facebook page, which is the Gold Bricks Show. And some of you, hopefully you were on the stream yesterday with Mr. Dalcoe. He literally laid that thing out regarding why everyone needs Karatbars. And it was one of the best. I think it's an epic one. I'm going to make sure, I don't know if he's still on or not, but hopefully he'll get that logged in one of the archives on Wealth Builders Worldwide. But it's an epic topic. He did a great job with that. And the show's going to be at 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, every Saturday, the Gold Brick Show from 2 to 3. That's going to be live. We'll be sharing it on the Facebook page as well as my personal page. And y'all seen Ahmed's page, and we're sharing it, and we'll share it all over the place so you can share it and get your guests on. I promise you, Mr. Dalcoe is in the zone right now, and he laid that thing out for anybody with compassion, with passion, and very, very technical as well. So it was a very good stream, and he's going to really bring it home. He has a whole hour. We may go longer depending on how the situation goes, but definitely jump on there for that. I apologize for that, for not having that up here. Also, any other questions? Any other questions? All right. And with that being said, we have to get on the power call at 9:45. Can I say this, guys? can we all just send an extreme gratitude to Mr. Al Murray for the work that he put into creating this training, those slides, and his, as always, his professionalism and his commitment to getting up this early in the morning to put this thing together and to get on here and share with all of us the skill set that he developed to become a pro at, as well as thank you to each and every one of you for getting on here and committing to your business, taking time out of your schedule to get on here. You're the doers. You're the people that make it happen. You don't watch it happen. You don't wish it would happen. You go out here and you make it happen. So congratulations to all of you guys. And absolutely, Mr. Murray, again, I can't thank you enough at the absolute gift that you are to us. So glad that you're on the team, sir. And you did just a phenomenal job of presenting this morning. So thank you for that, sir. If you don't have anything else that you want to say, I just want to simply say thank you again to all of you guys. Is there anything else you want to say, Mr. Murray, before I dismiss the call?
The only thing is, if you guys have pen and paper, I want to make sure you have the number to the power call. It's 712-451-1046. Again, that's 712-451-1046. And then you must enter the PIN code number, which is 875-184#. Again, that PIN number is 875-184#, and it starts at 10:45 every day, Monday through Saturday. All right. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every one of you for joining. I hope you will feel comfortable enough to jump on again, as well as invite your new affiliates to jump on here, and know that when they get finished with this training call, that you should expect them to be ready for this homework assignment right here. All right.
Mr. Murray?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say again, thank you so much, and happy Founders Day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
With that said, guys, success is voluntary and you deserve it. Keep soaring, and we'll see you guys on the power call. Thank you.
All right. Good night, good day, and God bless.
Yeah, I tried to set you up.
No, you're not setting me up.
All right, Rue.
I like that. I like that. Appreciate it again, you all. I'm going to go ahead and stop this.
Happy Founders Day, bro.
Yo.
Appreciate it. Rue. Nah, you're not going to get me off like that right now. I'm not going to let you put me out like that.
Yeah, don't put that atomic dog on.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Rue.